so we can all listen in. All right. YouTube music is going up, so if anybody wants to listen while we play, you can.
No.
No.
How about you listen to what we play?
I mean, shit, if you want to DM.
Everyone roll initiative right now.
Hell no.
Alrighty, rolling initiative.
You all get triple disadvantage.
Well, I got an 18. Oh shit, should I have rolled? Which exhaustion do I have to follow again? I forgot.
You follow the old exhaustion rules.
The old exhaustion rules.
We don't play battle pussy rules.
Legacy disability on ability checks. Okay. -2 to D20 tests and -5 to feet or speed. We're in Bafford again. I forgot. Time to terrorize people by mentioning my name merely. I forgot about that.
A little bit, yeah. Adrian, is my steel defender ready?
No.
We'll get to it in a moment. Hold on a second. Calm down.
I forgot.
You only got one day. You need 2 long rests. You only got 1 down.
I thought it would take him months.
No, that's for my actual project. This one's a feat that I have.
So, last we left off, the crew of the Valiant, upon successively fighting back their assailant, known as Extus Nar, and taking down his seemingly weird, tiny, and blood-ichord automaton body, managed to save Valentine and managed to rest up throughout the night as talks were talked and questions were asked. The new day commenced as Bayhorn managed to get enough rare mineral called Sabletherum for his work that he wishes to put into place as a now class-changed artificer. Fugler has finally woken up from his coma-like stupor after being infused with the eye and the hand of Vecna, now seemingly being destroyed, with the Sword of Kaz also taking some damage itself. You're not exactly too sure why. And finally, Captain Kayasaya managed to have somewhat on a 2-on-1 heart-to-heart with Queen Aqua and her mother Grenexia Juniper. As you all prepared to take off, both Grenexia and Queen Aqua teleported themselves back to Bafford the night before to get back home quickly and safely, because there's a lot of work to be done, now knowing that there's something tearing at the veil on the astral wall. On your flight back, everything was mostly calm. Heavy clouds, no rain or any wind disturbances or any creatures were running around. However, as you were approaching this heavy cluster of cloud formations, you saw this monstrosity of a castle just floating in the middle of the sky. And upon closer inspection by Bayhorn's arcane eye, you managed to figure out that the architecture was seemingly matches the architecture that you saw on your vision quest when Vorthekron showed you the calamity in the past, almost 900 years ago. For it to go unnoticed for so long is both a mystery and also a wonder. And as you continued investigating it with the arcane eye, you reached the blocking point where your arcane eye couldn't exactly breach the magical defenses that it has for divination magic in general. So as you guys were about to land, you decided to dismiss your arcane eye and worry about it a little bit later. You also are starting to bring along this elderly, almost ancient wizard known as Felinor to meet up with the Arcanium Luminite, this secret society that has been under the tutelage and control of Queen Aqua and it's seemingly Grenexia as well. as that's going to be Felenor's next step in his adventuring time. But as you guys landed and popped your invisibility on your ship, many soldiers were wondering what can cause such a giant water disturbance before your invisibility wears off, and you see two of the Gem Knights are like trying to calm down all the searchers on the outside. And Kaisai, in your head, before we ended the session last time, your mother said that she sees you have arrived and she is happy that you're here. So, to start us all off, Captain, what would you like to do?
I will direct Isolde and Tiana to help get Kukler and again to Maestro.
Both Tiana and Solde kind of just look at each other. They give each other a nod. They don't even have to say anything anymore because they've been working for almost like a month and a half now together at this point. They both nod at each other, they nod at you, and they rush off to the infirmary to get Fukler ready. Prakna puts a hand on your shoulder and he says, I've already had a message sent over to Maestro to prepare Fukler for a potential arm replacement if they had any. So he should be meeting us pretty soon at the docks as well.
Perfect. Bayhorn, do you have any plans?
Well,
You see Bayhorn over here is like still like fiddling with like his steel defender. He's got like a screwdriver in one hand. He's got some like nails in his mouth, and he's just looking at you. And he's like,
well, I don't know how long it'll take me to get this thing running. Adrian, how long do I suspect it will take me to get the full steel defender up?
at the very least, if you were to spend the whole day, it would take until nightfall for you to finish it. If you take the whole day, like if you had nothing else like you're doing. Or you can split it. You can do some work today and you can do some work tomorrow, and by the third day you'll have one.
I might do a split, so I'll probably leave it as it is on the bridge. Just have it half completed watching the bridge, I guess.
Alright, and what's the design of your steel defender?
Design.
You could even just like look up a Warforged on Google and you can just send me it if you'd like. I'll make a token for it.
Okay. I feel like is a Warforged naturally just gonna be a fighter? Or can I
no.
design it to have different qualities?
You can make
For
a
the steel defender.
Warforged. Oh, the steel defender itself?
Yeah. I think
Um,
are they designed to be a fighter?
They are designed to be a companion more than a fighter, I think. Let me see
Yeah.
here.
More
They
guard
can-
dog-esque.
They can
Mhm.
deflect attacks with a reaction, and they can melee attack as an action. So it's more of like a small companion that can help you with some scuffles during fights. It shares your initiative count. It takes its turn immediately after yours. It can move and use its reaction on its own. The only actual action it can take besides attacking is the dodge action.
Okay.
So it's basically a small companion that'll help you during scuffles. It really won't do much else.
It'll probably look like a light fighter. I'm trying to find a picture of it. If I can find one on Google Pictures. But it shouldn't be too like stocky. It should be like the same build as me.
Okay.
We'll do this one.
So a slightly slender Warforged defender then. Go ahead and send it to me. Perfect. And then I will make this. Okay. I'll make this into your token, and I'll put it on the field when you're ready.
I will give it. I believe I actually have weapons for it to use. So I don't have to actually craft any weapons for it. I can just keep working on the body itself.
Yeah, so that'll take down
'Cause
some time.
I believe, yeah, I have Efreeti garbs and sword,
Mm-hmm.
so I can just give him like the clothes just to wear and the sword as its weapon because I have two sets of those from when we fought in the underside of the Sultanate of Meritopia.
Yeah, all right.
So I think not having to create a functional and sturdy sword will
Yeah,
help me a lot.
it'll help you. At this point in time, you're still defender. You have the head, the torso, and like one of the arms is like ready to go. Still hasn't fully powered up because it needs the remainder of its limbs to actually start moving and be active. But I mean, only for working about a few hours and riding along those few hours to get here, not too bad.
Bayhorn would have been taking notes as he's been building it, trying to kind of, because I think as an artificer, even since he hasn't really been an artificer for long, he's kind of just going off of like instinctual muscle memory.
Well, thankfully, you've been under the tutelage of Chakna as well, who's been teaching you some things of how to build and forge and mine as well.
Yeah, that's helped, but it's mostly like I haven't ever tried to build a construct, so I'm more just leaning on the artificer's talent class book to help me. I
Makes
think
sense.
Chakna has, I think he has some stuff regarding that in his book that I may have skimmed over.
Mm-hmm.
So all in that, I'm also writing down things that I've kind of learned, like, oh, you can do this instead of the normal way, and it makes it faster and a little stronger. Mainly just he's building it and also researching it at the same time.
Makes sense. As you're currently working on your still defender, Felinor, what are you doing? You're on the bridge as well. You see you've landed.
Gah! More like he's. This city is completely unfamiliar to Felinor, right?
Oh,
Like-
extremely.
Oh
You
yeah,
haven't
no.
seen active civilization for hundreds of years.
So he is currently both nostalgic and frightened out of his mind at the same time right now. He's like,
Fair enough.
city life again. Shit. So a million thoughts are going through his head at the same time, like, where should I go first? What should I do? Should I go shopping? God, it's been so long since I've been out. Maybe I could get a new orb. Actually, that doesn't sound like a bad idea. I wonder where I could get that from. And he's just like staring stone-faced out of the bridge window at the city, like just completely enraptured in thought right now.
All right, fair enough.
He's gonna turn to Kai is on the bridge, isn't she?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she is.
Captain, do you know any of the local shops that are in this city? I wouldn't mind going on a bit of a spending spree if you, well, before we go meet the Queen, at least, that is.
I've only been escorted to by an old friend, but Bayhorn is very good at finding shops.
Huh? As he looks up,
Easy now.
or huh? As he looks up with a nail in his mouth.
Shopping. Wanna go shopping?
You want to go shopping?
I kinda wanna go
Felinor
shopping.
jingles his wallet. You want to go shopping?
Do you? How much coin do you have in your wallet?
In my wallet, it's like 300 coins.
Okay, so
He's
you
got
do
a
hear-
bag full of coins
Mayhorn,
right
you
there.
do hear like a nice chunk of change just being siphoned around.
Yeah, no,
Bayhorn's gonna be
that
like,
sound.
a few hundred gold coin. You could buy something with that.
his bag of holding, which he's set down and put in an undisclosed location, it has much more coin in it. Much more. Most of his research, what is it? Applicable research savings, stuff he's gotten from like studying and selling stuff to adventurers, all that type of stuff. So he is a bit loaded.
He's a bit loaded.
A bit, but he's going to take his quote-unquote very large wallet and try to tempt Bayhorn into going into the city and showing him where the shops are. Young man, do you know where I could procure new equipment, if anything?
Everyone's gonna spit the nail out of his mouth as he's like hammering the last one he's got into one of the joints of his steel defender and be like, well, what are you looking for?
Well, arcana equipment, if that makes any sense. Wizardry stuff. Specifically of the
Like
glass ball type.
Oh. I think I remember something like that. I entered a store, something like that. Do I remember, Adrian?
Well, the shopping districts that you've been in have been in Diamond Heights, Amethyst Alley, which is that one shady center of town. You've also been to Opal Oasis, Pearl Plaza, and you've heard about the other ones as well. You've heard about Ruby Ridge, Sapphire Soars, Emerald Enclave. You've heard of the Obsidian Outskirts that are located on the walls and the outside of the walls of the city.
Do any of them remind me about like magic items related to spell focuses that he's looking for?
Roll me a quick history check because you have been gone for a few weeks already.
A dirty 20.
Dirty 20. So you know for sure Amethyst Alley has magical curiosity shops. It's just you're not too sure if those are the right shops for Felinor because they are more seedy underground belly shops. You know what I mean? You do know that. Let's see here. Where's that? You know that Diamond Heights does have the Gemstone Emporium that has like the rare and very expensive and exquisite gemstones. That's where you found the jade crystalline there.
That's where you could probably sell a lot of the stuff you got in that mine.
You also know that in the Citrine Crescent, there is a place called Sensational Scribes, which is a very rare and antiquarian bookstore. And you also know that there's the Golden Glow Academy, where they have a small, not really small, it's like a decent size academy center for workshops, sciences, humanitarian efforts that are there. You could possibly find some magical stuff there as well.
And those are they all in one like district?
No, they are separated all over the place.
Alright, which one was the one that had the magic items in it? Not the academy. And not
So
the
the
book.
Amethyst Alley?
Yeah.
So the Amethyst Alley, you remember, is over here, and I'll focus ping, and I'll ping everybody to it. So right here.
Amethyst Alley. Isn't that the place with all the kobolds?
I mean, it's a lot of seedy people are kind of there because it's hidden by a magical wall.
Those 3 goofy kobolds?
Wait, I thought there was one that had more like arcane focuses, because that one was the one that we can just find magic
No,
items
wait,
in.
the 3 goofy kobolds were in Emerald Heights. They stole Bayhorn's wallet.
Yeah, they were in Emerald
the
Heights.
casino, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
they were.
You know.
Let's go gambling!
Let's go get
Go
we
gambling.
can go gambling!
Yeah! Dude, I like how we predicted the gambling meme basically by doing all that stuff. We're like, you wanna go gambling?
Go gambling! Aw, dang it! Aw, dang.
I want to go gambling again.
Dude.
Anyway, yeah, I'll tell
Low-key.
Felinor. Yeah, there's a few places, and he'll name them all out. See which one Felinor likes the best. So which one do you want to go to first, Preston?
Somebody just DM'd me. What? Why did they DM me?
Somebody come get her.
God, I wish I had a list of these all in front of me. I don't have them written down. I know I'm an irresponsible D&D'er. Right. Um. Which ones did you say again would have the things that I'm kind of looking for, Adrian? I know Amethyst Alley is a bit too seedy for Felinor. That's what you were saying.
Well, that's what Bayhorn's thought process were, because Amethyst Alley is definitely one of those.
Yeah.
He had to track Thieves' Cant to find it.
Gotcha.
I'd have to probably go back to a rogue in order to lead you there.
There's Topaz Terrace, there's Opal Oasis, Pearl Plaza, Century Crescent, there's the Obsidian Outskirts. There's the Ruby Ridge, the Sapphire Soars, the Emerald Enclave, and Diamond Heights. You could possibly find any means of magical shops in any of these districts. It's just the ones that had the most magic that Bayhorn has seen previously were mostly Amethyst Alley, Citrine Crescent. He has heard that has some books and an academy there, and the Diamond Heights has the Gemstone Emporium there.
Actually, go to the academy, see if anybody recognizes you.
Oh! Did you say that out loud, Cedric?
Sure.
You're going to see Felinor's face like literally pucker up like, no.
Why? Why are you looking like that?
If they do find me, they might ask me too many questions. I don't want to do that today. Let's hold off on that. Put a pin in it. For now, we might go to the, what is it? The Crystal Emporium in Diamond Heights. It sounds like it has what I'm looking for there. I'm looking for an orb. So, you know.
Well, I've been there before. I actually haggled out some jade crystalline that they didn't know they had. So we can go there, sure.
If that sounds like the plan, let's go.
Adrian?
Yeah?
Now that I'm an artificer,
Mhm.
just out of curiosity, remember all that diamond I got?
Yeah.
As an artificer, I'm proficient with jeweler's tools. Do I know how much I can, like, refine this for?
You should use the
Depending
fabricate spell.
depending on your role, you could probably refine almost all of it.
How much, like, how much gold does it turn into? Because right now you said I got 100 or 1100 gold value out of just raw diamond.
Yes. So at a raw diamond, you have about a 1,100 value. You can tell that the raw diamond is very dirty and still has some clumps of rock around it. If you were to put some time and chip away and refine the diamond and sharpen it, clean it up, and make it look pristine, you could probably double, maybe even triple the value.
Money. We also, you don't require us to have diamonds for revives, right? It's only for like the high level spells you make us have the
High
material?
level.
Only high level.
I'm cool with, not having the diamond. But if you're like thinking about like resurrection, like that type of shit, then yeah, you're gonna need some gold value.
What spells need diamonds? Resurrection, true resurrection.
As far as I know, let's see, diamonds. Funny enough, Chromatic Orb does, but it's only 50 gold, so it's like whatever. I know Revivify does, but I don't allow. I don't allow it. I don't mind it not having it. I
Mainly
know
just
Raise Dead, Sequester, Symbol, Resurrection, Clone, Fortress, and I think True Resurrection and Gate require Diamond.
Okay. I know as an artificer, even though I don't personally own jeweler's tools, I could either fabricate them from the ship, or
You
I
could.
know that one of the features of an artificer, as long as you have thieves' tools or some other artisan's tool, you can make anything else that you're proficient with.
Yeah, you could. But as you guys are currently deciding on your next steps of where to go, Fukler, you are awoken to the subtle shift of the ship finally making some sort of land or sea fall. And about a few minutes later, you see both Isolde and Tiana walk in together as they just beeline towards your bed. So you already know that something's happening.
What's happening?
Isolde speaks up and says, Fugler, it seems like we have arrived here in Bafford. Are you able to stand on your own 2 feet, or do you need some sort of assistance?
I'm able to stand. It's just exhausting. Yeah,
How's your eye doing?
itchy.
That makes sense. We'll go ahead and lead you out. Let me get a shirt on for you. And she goes in to your personal pack and she pulls out a spare shirt that you
Yeah,
would wear
white
whenever
linen
you're
shirt.
white linen shirt. Do you want to take your hammer, or do you wish to leave it behind for a bit?
Yeah, he's coming with me.
Okay.
If I don't have
You s-
anything, I have my hammer.
You see your hammer is just leaned against the wall, and as you go over to pick up, normally it's pretty light, but today it's a little bit heavier than you think.
Weighs heavy on me.
You're able to carry it, and you're able to magically make it smaller into your brick form and put it on the side of your
Brick.
belt. But it does weigh a little bit more than it should.
Odd. But that's probably a side effect. Should
But-
fade as I recover. Hopefully, maybe. Let's keep moving.
Let's make our way up. Tiana, you can go ahead and stay and keep an eye on Finnegan. Make sure he sleeps and eats enough. And Tiana just nods her head and says, "Go on. I'll be out in a few hours to peruse the city again."
Bye, Chuckle Nuts. Hope you beat cancer's ass.
You see Finnegan is kind of like tossing and turning in his bed, and you just see him with his good arm, not the arm that's like corrupted in onyx crystalline. He just raises a middle finger towards you.
He's fine.
He's gonna be alright.
As Isolde shepherds you out to the front door of the ship where you guys have docked, onto the side docking area where the castle is connected to the main riverbank that goes into the ocean itself. Isolde walks you up to the main doorway. Is there anybody who wishes to go outside now, or would you like to stay in the ship?
Well, while they're doing that, I'm gonna go grab Fiobella and Valentine, and with Chakna, we're gonna head.
All right. You already know where Fiobella's at. Fiobella is currently staying in her quarters, just waiting for any direct orders, or if she needs to be put to work somewhere, you'll put her to work. Valentine, He's currently in the library, and you see him. He's like already procured himself a cup of tea from your replication systems, and he looks over you and says, "Oh, Captain, my dear, are we ready to head out now?"
Yes, you're coming with.
Oh, is it sunny?
Yes.
Ugh, fine. You see, he pulls out what seems to be like a handkerchief out of his back pocket. And you see he kind of like wafts it around his face and like parts of his open skin. Roll me an Arcana check as he's doing it.
22.
What? How much?
22.
I like how you groan
Sound
at the
so
sight of 22,
dissatisfied
right? You sound
with
so
that.
dissatisfied at a 22. What the fuck?
I am, because I rolled an 8.
Oh, an
Wow.
8 to a 22. Oh.
No,
Oh.
shucks. Oh no.
Oh, man. Crazy. You easily notice that what he's done, he kind of put on some sort of like variation of sunscreen. And he follows you out with Chakna and Fiabella in tow. And waiting for you at the front doorway, you see Fukler is currently standing, albeit not at his full strength, with Isolde kind of like giving him some support on his back and his arm, at least the one that is still available. Bayhorn, are you going to head out? And Felon, are you going to head out as well?
I'm going to try and convince Bayhorn to come hither so we can head out.
Oh yeah, no, we're going together.
Alrighty, let's go.
All right.
And Felnor will
Felnor?
follow behind Bayhorn.
As all of you are getting together and you guys reconvene over at the front door that opens into the docking area, Chakna goes ahead and twists open the door latch, and the door slides open. And you already notice that waiting for you, not only is Tristan and Rowena, the two gem knights that were tasked to meet you here, they both look at you and they both give you like some grins and some hand waves to welcome you back into the city. You all notice who has an insight above 15 passive.
Me!
Above 15 passive?
15 passive.
Felonor.
Felonor? Okay, so Fukler doesn't see it, but Bayhorn, Kaisai, and Felonor see it. As you are all looking down at Rowena and Tristan, you notice that Tristan, he has that face of like welcome back, and he's welcoming, but you can tell his eyes are pointing daggers at all of you. Like he's keeping like a hawk watch on everybody here. But you guys managed to get down to the docking area as Tristan kind of just gives you a gentlemanly bow and he says, "Welcome back to Bafford, everybody. I see you have procured some extra crewmates. Welcome to Bafford, the Crescent City. My name is Tristan. What is yours?" And he looks over at basically everybody there. He looks at Fabella and Felonor, and even Valentine is there as well.
Fukler.
Oh, I already know you, Fukler. You look a little bit worse for wear, to be honest.
Oh, thank you. I recently got rid of some vanity items. Do you think it's an improvement? Fukler holds up his arm.
Yeah, I see you lost some weight.
Oh, thanks.
But who are you three individuals? And you see Fiabella kind of just like, my name is Fiabella Juniper. I am sister to the captain here. My name is Valentine. You may address me such as Valentine, or you may address me as friend. All right. And what about you, my elderly gentleman? I
Huh?
don't mean to be rude.
Me?
Yes.
Beeswax. None of your beeswax at your service. Excuse me. This is a wonderful place. I'm excited to be here. My name is Felinor.
Felinor.
Yes.
Well, we welcome you to Bafford. If this is your first time in the city, we have various shopping centers, food, education, learning, physical activities if you'd like. Or if you just wish to stay within Diamond Heights and the castle grounds, you are perfectly allowed to, as the Queen has granted all of you, at the very least, some special access. So, Kaisaya, that actually falls onto you. Based off of your new connection with the Queen, you are granted access to the majority of the castle. However, you are not allowed access to the deepest part, which is the vault and the dungeons, unless you are occupied with a gem knight.
I thought we were allowed to go to the vault.
No. That was a one-time thing, apparently.
We haven't even gone in there yet.
You've gone into the dungeons before, not the vault.
Either way,
And
ask for what is.
we also have received word from Maestro. He will be back within an hour or so. He will be teleporting back from the, I guess I can say, headquarters of the Arcane Luminary. He has been informed already by the Queen that, I'm assuming Felinor, this elderly gentleman here, is willing to have an interview, I suppose, with the Arcanum Luminary.
Maybe. Yes, I am.
So I suggest, Felinor, within the next hour or two, is for you to shop or try the local cuisine and potentially say goodbye to your friends for the moment, because as soon as you teleport back to their headquarters, it's pretty secret, so they're going to have to vet and interview you.
Good luck getting into this steel trap. He points at his noggin.
Oh, there's plenty of ways we can get in there.
Oh, trust me, I've tried. Aside from literally drilling a hole in my head, you have seldom few ways of getting what I know. Besides actual torture. That might work, but
That could be arranged.
I'd rather not.
Why would you tell him that?
I'd rather not. I'm willing to just tell you what you want to know. I don't want to be tortured.
I fucking love that emote that Cedric has.
What?
When
When
Duck gets at you.
Yeah, when Duck gets at you.
It's my emote for whenever someone's doing something stupid.
Thank you, Kaisaya. Thank you, Cedric. I appreciate all of your suggestions. It makes me feel real good.
But remember, nobody can beat this one. Hold on, where is it at?
Oh,
The Doge.
no.
The Doge. The amount of times
No.
we've had to guess something and you've sent that to us and you're like, oh shit.
That's right.
I have two. I have one that looks to the right and one that looks to the left.
God.
Oh, the one that looks to the left is new with the pointy fingers.
Yeah, the pointy fingers.
Like, we got that face yesterday when I said a theory.
Alright. So alright. Say, I'll come peacefully and answer any questions you might want to ask, if you can direct me in the right direction.
Where would you like to go?
I want to procure some magical equipment. Something a wizard can use in either battle, study, or other sorts of the likes. Do you have any recommendations?
He kind of like leans over to Rona and he like starts to whisper into her ear because it seems like he Tristan looks to you, Felinor. He looks like more of a dueler fighter. It looks like he doesn't really do much magic, I guess you could say. However, as he's like leaning over and you see him whispering, Rona just kind of just. Would you like to roll a perception check?
Yes.
All right, roll a perception check.
Perception.
20. Dirty 20.
20. Dirty 20. With the dirty 20, you just hear whispering. I don't know any magical shops, do you?
Oh, fuck. No, I don't think I know any magical shops either. Well, do you have any recommendations or not?
You hear Rona kind of just clear her throat a little bit. Well, if you'd like, there is the Gemlight Arcana in Sapphire Heights. If it is a very high-end magic shop, specializing in rare and potent enchantments and the like. It's a sapphire blue building with some magical runes etched on the sides of it. It's very, honestly, in my opinion, a little bit gaudy for how out of place it looks. But to be honest, the outside is just the glamour to make it look like it's sapphire, but in reality it's just regular cobblestone. The proprietor there, Alera Violet, an enigmatic elven mage who, as they say, travels the plains and collected various items. There's also the Arcane Relics Emporium in the Citrine Crescent. The proprietor there is Mortimer Fiddlewick. He's a gnome. Strong passion for magical history.
Magical history. Well, if we have time, I wouldn't mind hitting up both of those places, but I'm guessing we don't. So, if you want to, let's go to the gaudy place. I want to see how much I can make fun of.
Would you like some sort of valet? I can get you a zeppelin to take you there as a taxi, or would you like
a zeppelin? You see Felinor's face light up.
Yeah, we have zeppelins here in Diamond Heights. Particularly, they are a costly ordeal, but the citizens in Diamond Heights are able to afford it.
How much costly are we talking?
Well, a one-way trip is about 20 gold pieces.
Okay, that's fine. Bayhorn, would you like to go on the balloon with me?
There's 20 gold pieces?
I'll pay for you.
Okay.
Remember, guys, 20 gold pieces is like a farmer's, nearly a yearly salary.
Well, I've been scamming adventurers for 200 years.
Yeah, you got plenty of gold. You can pay for this one.
You can afford it.
Oh no, yeah, definitely. Let's go in the balloon. I want to go in the balloon.
All right, a balloon it is. You see Rona pulls out what seems to be like this whistle, and you see the whistle is kind of carved into the shape of a zeppelin balloon. And as she blows into it, it makes this loud shriek. Not loud as in Aztecian death whistle, but it's pretty loud. And after a few minutes after she puts it away, you do see what seems to be one zeppelin is now flying overhead you guys, and it's starting to lower its way down.
Before it lands, Felinor's gonna pull Bayhorn aside, and say, "If you give me one moment, I want to talk to my friend."
That's fine.
Listen here, you little shit.
Wow.
I'm bringing you along to the gaudy place in case you didn't put two and two together, so you can do what you do best and steal as much gaudy shit as possible.
You want... You remember... Do you remember what I did yesterday?
Yes, and I'm telling you, even though you don't have those same skills, you can probably steal as much as you want if you're careful enough.
Why am I stealing?
I don't know. I thought you'd want to. That's why I chose the gaudy place. Also, I just need new materials.
What material?
Orb.
You know they're guarded by like high-level arcane locks, right?
Get good?
I'm sorry. You haven't been hit by disintegration like twice in the last 2 weeks.
Couldn't be me.
Exactly, man.
But understandably, if you see anything that you might be like, oh, especially for that project you're working on, you might want to at least ask me to buy it for you, no?
I'll look
This
around.
is one more reward for you and your crew, so you can actually finish that robot you're building.
I'll look around for something I can use.
Good. Good lad.
And he pats you on the back 2 times.
With that, we will go back.
Were they listening to us?
Hopefully my decree of I don't want to steal, we're in the human capital, they have high security locks, would have made them a little bit less mad.
I'm pretty sure I fucking heard with my nat 20.
You
Yeah.
you have a nat 20.
Yeah, that's funny you got that there. Let me roll for them, actually. Let me see what happens.
No! No! Oh shit!
You fucked us. We just got here, dude.
Adrian, I don't like how
alright.
quiet you're being.
Alright, so,
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh
as
no,
you-
that's
as you're
bad
looking
news,
over-
bears.
looking over at both Tristan and Rona, you notice that Rona is like currently like not even paying attention. And she's kind of just like looking at the Zeppelin, like wondering where it's gonna land, like, and she kind of like points over to a little bit to the left to the bigger landing where the dock's not at. But you do notice that Tristan, with your passive insight, he kind of has like a small smirk, and he just shakes his head, and then he just ignores you.
It's because he heard and he
He heard
understands.
And
I'm glad I
Kaiasaya
didn't
is
agree.
and Kaiasaya is looking at you, Felinor, with the raised eyebrow and a small
Oh
shake
good.
of her head.
It wasn't me to get scolded this time, it was you.
Felinor puts his teeth together, like parts his lips and puts a finger over his mouth, looking at Kaiasaya.
She...
Shh.
You didn't hear anything. Oh my god. All right, Bayhorn.
Enjoy
Hello?
your shopping.
Yes?
It's probably not even gonna work out. Hopefully I find something there I can at least use.
Please behave.
I
Debatable.
always behave.
That is a lie.
I
I
mostly
feel like
behave.
that's a lie. I feel like that's a lie.
I feel like between the two of you, Bayhorn's the one I have to worry about the least.
Understandable. I can agree with that. Where's the Zeppelin? Has it landed yet?
At this point in time, you do see that the Zeppelin has landed.
Right.
And Felinor will pull. He has his bag of holding hidden on him somewhere. It's just not really obvious where it is. And if somebody tries to steal it, you're gonna have a hard time finding it.
Adrian,
Yes.
But his
would I be
very
able to
large
class
wallet.
change right now?
What's up?
Can I class change back to a rogue?
Did you do your artificer yesterday?
Yeah.
Yeah, then you can.
Alright. Am I gonna have to, like, sneak it so they don't see it? Or I guess they already know about the artifact because it came from this place, huh?
They know.
I'll hold
So,
on to it. I'll
you'll hold
wait
on
for
to
a
it?
little bit, yeah.
All right. So as you hold on to it, you notice that the Zeppelin has started to finally make its way to park, and it's currently. You see what seems to be an elderly human male is currently has the reins for the Zeppelin itself, like with all the uh, bells and whistles that are on the backside of it, and he's currently looking at everybody. He's like, you rang for a Zeppelin?"
Yes. Yes,
Yes.
yes, we did.
Yes. How much do I have to pay you to get us to, what was it called? Bayhorn, what was it called? It was the magic store in Diamond Heights.
I was more considering what I needed to buy and what you were gonna buy. I don't remember what the store is called.
Dear Blimpfarer, do you know what store I'm referring to? Some would call it Gaudy.
Well, there's several gaudy stores in Diamond Heights, but are you looking for something here in Diamond Heights? You could easily walk, unless you really wish to take the Zeppelin.
Sapphire.
Sapphire?
Rona kind of just speaks up. Take them down over to Sapphire Heights and park
Sapphire
themselves close near to the Gemlight Arcana, please. Oh, yeah,
Sapphire
I know
Heights.
the building.
That's what it was. Excuse me.
No, you're all right. Anybody can come on in. We have a limit of 4 people. Just try to keep the Zeppelin a little bit, steady.
Felinor will reach into his sack he's carrying around with him, pull out, in 5s, he'll pull out 40 gold and try and hand them to the, what's it called? The blimp farer.
Oh, is this for a 2-way trip?
Two-way trip? No, we're having
Yes.
2 people. Me and my friend here.
All right. Welcome aboard.
And Felinor will unsteadily but assuredly make his way onto the blimp, trying not to fall the entire time.
Sure thing. It's a little bit odd because, as you both stand or sit down, the Zeppelin is starting to raise up higher and higher. You've flown before, of course, with the strong magic that you have, but flying without your own control and not on the ship feels very unstable. It's kind of making your stomach a little bit queasy.
Hmm.
But the Zeppelin finally raises itself. It starts to fly away from the rest of your crew as you look down and you see your crew is kind of like waving back at you. So, I will say, as you guys are both traveling over to the Gemlight Arcana in Sapphire Heights, Tristan looks over at you, Captain, and says, "Well, it seems like they'll be back within an hour or so.
Yes.
Is there anything else you lot wish to do before your meeting with the Queen again?"
Meet with the Queen and place Fukler here needs him to be.
All right. Fiabella, I presume, if I remember right, and you, Valentine. Since you two are new members of this crew and we don't exactly recognize you, we are going to need to put you both in the waiting area. Is that all right? Fiabella kind of like looks at you, kind of sigh, and she says, "Can I just wait on the ship?"
You can wait on the ship. I need Valentine with me in meeting up the
Wow, did you hear that, everybody? That's a first. She needs me.
I could just put you in space right.
What do you mean? We're on solid ground. In fact, actually getting away from the sun is probably better for my skin. Yes, I'll be in the waiting room, thank you. Lead on, Sir Tristan. Tristan kind of looks at him, looks at you, looks back at him, and you can tell that he has like this slightly annoyed face already, but he's like
And
bearing it.
Kaisaya is just like clearly annoyed.
Yeah. Fair enough. All right, everybody follow me into the waiting room. Rona, if you'd like, you can go ahead and take Fukler and whoever's going to assist them to the... Well, take him to the theater. All right, I'll take him. And you see Rona kind of like get over to your side, Fukler. You ready to go to the doctor's theater? Fukler?
Huh? What?
Are you ready to go to the theater for the doctor?
Oh boy, he's gonna be delighted to see me.
Oh, he's
yeah.
going to be very delighted to see you. Expect an opera song.
It could be worse.
Yes, he could have found a new hobby since we last saw him.
The fates could show back up. Oh god, that's
It would have done so by now.
maybe not. Who knows? But yeah, where do I have to go again? Or rather, can somebody show me the way?
I'll lead you to it. Do not worry. Just take as many steps as you can, and if you need a break, we'll take a break. Is that fine with you?
Yeah.
Tristan, go ahead and take the rest of them over to the Queen. I'll take care of Fukler here. Miss Solde pipes up. I'm also currently taking care of him, so I'll be with him as well. That's fair. See you soon. Come on, Fukler, this way. And she starts to lead you to the right, away from the main gates. It seems like she's going to take you to some sort of like alternate back entrance. As you are being led away, with Isolde and Rona in tow. Kaisa, you are now left alone with Valentine and also with your beloved Chakna, as you are being led by Sir Tristan. As Tristan is currently walking, within a few minutes, he just pipes up and says as he's walking, "So, what kind of mess have you guys been getting into today?"
Oh, just the fate of the universe.
Ah, so a general outing, is it?
Yes.
Well, at the very least, I'm pretty sure the Queen will be happy to see you.
She did tell me to show up.
It is true, she did. At this point in time, you have finally been led through the main gateway to the familiar sight of this open, grand hall with the four statues that are currently looking at each other with this giant circular pedestal that it has in front of all of them. As he passes by you and he leads you over to the Queen. You see the Queen is currently already talking to what seems to be a line of people. It seems like due to her absence, it seems like some work has been left unfulfilled. So it's going to take you a little bit of time by the time she gets to you, but as you all walk up, you do see her head kind of poke up, and like you just see her eyes just look straight at you and give you a nod, and then she continues back and starts talking to her subjects that are already there. Valentine kind of looks at this area and he's like, my, what a grand, luxurious castle she has here. Tell me, Sir Tristan, how long have you been under tutelage of Queen Aqua here? I assume you're part of her royal guard.
Valentine,
Yes,
Keep it-
Captain.
keep it in your pants.
Keep what in my pants?
Your ego.
My ego.
You're evil.
That's quite rude of you to say, Captain. We don't really talk about my privates unless we're in private.
Everybody
see-
but you,
you
does
see-
that.
You see Chakna's like standing next to him, and you see Chakna just quickly give him an elbow to his rib cage. Ooh, point taken. Tristan kind of looks over at him and he says, "You're quite the odd fellow. I never thought I would see the captain here, hanging out with such, how I say, pompous, like sort, such as yourself."
Not
Pompous?
willingly.
No, not pompous, just
Egotistical.
confident. Chakna
She-
speaks up.
She leans
In any
closer towards
case-
Tristan and whispers, egotistical.
I can tell. Chakna speaks up and says, "In any case, Captain, why did you want Valentine to stay with us?"
Considering who he was recently captured by, pretty sure she herself want to know information.
You may be right. I think it would be good to get that information out of his head now, will it?
How she procures the information is all up to her. I just know, as a leader, she would want this particular information gathered possibly herself.
As you guys are currently discussing, you see that the line is starting to get a little bit shorter and shorter. Up until the point where now you're just at least one person behind, and the person in front of you, at the very least, seems to be well dressed, well spoken. You hear talk between some sort of issues with funding going to the school, and how he suspects that there might be some smuggling taking place, or some sort of laundering that has been taking place within the school system. And you see that Queen Aqua kind of just looks over at him, looks over at Tristan, and you see Queen Aqua just raises a hand over at Tristan and beckons him over to her spot. And you see Tristan rush over, take a knee in front of her, and you see that she kind of bends down and speaks something into her ear. Just a little bit too far away to say anything, that you can like catch anything. Tristan just looks up, gives her a nod, rushes over back to you, and he says, "I apologize. It seems like my guide touring business has to be put to a close at the moment. If I don't see you for the rest of the day, Captain, have yourself a good day." Chakna, Valentine, and then he kind of just wafts himself away, and he just walks himself out without saying another goodbye. At this point in time, Queen Aqua dismisses the person in front of you. And all that's left in the room is just you three, herself, several royal guards that are around, and Kaisai. You can't help but shake the suspicion that you know that the sword is somewhere nearby as well. However, as soon as you get up to her area, you see that her figure kind of gets a little bit more relaxed. She's still sitting in her chair, but now she's sitting a little bit more casually, because now she knows she's amongst friends. "I'm glad to see your travels have been fair and swift."
As swift as possible.
May I ask why you have the vampire in our midst?
This vampire was captured by Extus Nar. Perhaps he holds information he's subconscious only knows. But
Well,
he could be of useful information on not only him, but of Strixhaven.
Queen Aqua, as he kind of like takes a step or two forward and he has his hands clasped together. It seems like, at the very least, I might have some answers, but I assure you, I was captured by Exus Nar. I was subject to immense cruel torture and pain. It has been a very, how should I say, tumultuous month and a half, as when I was fully set as a dog to hunt these people down. When they left Strixhaven a few months ago, I thought I was in the clear because I did help them escape. However, of course, that wasn't the case. I was ambushed, captured, investigated, and it seems like they used my vampirism self and my nose to better use to trek and travel. We did track him here, and I assure you, based on what I know, at least consciously, no attempts at any lives or any citizens were made here. They knew that Bafford was, at the very least, too well guarded, especially since Kaisaya, the Dragonborn, and that blue-haired elven man were, at the very least, under your care for the short time that they were here. So we just left them alone, and I can tell you, at the very least, where they might have their encampment. When I was able to feed myself on scraps of pigs and homeless dogs that they've fed me, we were on the sea bank. I feel like we were, based on how the sun rose before I had to hide away to protect myself, it seems like we were on the more northern side of your coast, in a cave. Beyond that, whenever they took me out to investigate, they blindfolded me and used my nose as a scent guide. But it seems like when Kaisaya managed to leave Bafford, took them about a week and a half before we tracked them down into a jungle area. And from that jungle, we fought many monsters and some very interesting corpse-like creatures. However, I was tied down. Exisnar took care of them fairly quickly. Beyond the scuffle, I did hear a woman. I heard a woman speaking. Had some sort of an accent, older, not so common. Heard a few shouts, competitions happening between her and some of the Orki that were guarding me, and then silence. From there, they were almost about to give up the hunt before Axisnar suddenly just knew where they were at. I'm not too sure how. He teleported us over to this area in this frigid, cold wasteland. And within an hour's time, we were at the precipice of this observatory. And from there, that's where they found me. You can believe me if you like. You can subjugate me and prod my mind. But that is all I know. You see Queen Aqua kind of just tilt her head over at him, then over to you, Kaisaya. Captain, do you have any judgment in this matter?
None.
None, then. Do you believe this man?
I do. He may be egotistical and pompous, but when it comes down to it, he has shown he's willing to help.
Well, at the very least, it seems like I agree in your judgment. Become a queen long enough and you can tell when your subjects are lying to you. Thankfully, this gentleman here isn't lying. So, Valentine, is that correct? Yes, that is correct. What is your next step? Are you going to join their crew? You see Chakna kind of just like shake his head, kind of almost rapidly.
Kaisa is kind of doing the same.
You see Queen Aqua kind of lean back in her chair a little bit. Or would you like to stay here and be in the comfort and safety of a city? Oh, well, I mean, as much as I would like to go back to my abode in Strixhaven, He kind of like falters for a moment. I don't think I'd be able to go back there anytime soon. I would like to stay on their ship as a crewmate, but it seems like my ego and my confidence isn't welcome there. Albeit, that doesn't mean I wish to become enemies or strangers. I would like to ally myself with Captain Kayasaya because, well, based off the rumors and what they have said is true, we're going to need all the allies that we can get. Isn't that right, Captain? And he looks like straight at you.
That is true.
Very well then. Valentine, do you have a last name? I haven't used my last name in hundreds of years. And why is that? Well,
He's a vampire.
I am a vampire, of course. It's just when I became Dean of Strixhaven, I forsakened my last name. If you wish to know my last name, it's kind of silly. It's Mistwing. That was the family name. But you can just call me Valentine. So be it. Valentine, you are now hereby accepted into the city of Bafford. You will be considered a refugee. You must not allow any citizens to know of where you come from Strixhaven. You must not allow any citizens to know your true nature. If you like to sequester your thirst, because I know vampirism takes a toll on the body of those who are cursed by it, those who are about to be executed via punishment according to our law will be given to you to keep you well fed. Is that all right? It's not the first choice of meals that I would go for, but if that is what you ask of me to do, then I will humblest. I can't say it right, my ego gets to me. I will humbly accept your generosity. Good. For now, go ahead and wait in the visitation area. Down the hall and to the left, I'll have somebody attend to you and find some place where you can stay for the remainder of your time here in Bafford. Our meeting is now adjourned. I must get back to the captain. You see Valentine just get up. Thank you, Your Majesty. Turns around and looks over to you and walks a little bit closer to you, Kaisaya. Close enough to where he starts to get into a whisper onto your ear. You can feel his breath start to touch the tips of your elven ears, and it kind of sends a small shiver down your spine. I won't forget this. I do owe you. Even if my ego is telling me not to. Best of luck. I hope I see you again soon. And then he just passes by you, doesn't even acknowledge Shakna, and he just walks over to the visitation area.
As soon as he's out of the room, I just lets a sigh of relief out.
You see Shakna kind of puts a grip of his hand onto your shoulder softly and firmly, and he starts to rub your shoulder a little bit with his thumb. What did he say?
He's thankful.
Really?
Uh-huh.
The great Valentine of Strixhaven is thankful. And now you're going to tell me the 9 hells are frozen over.
No, I was going to tell you. You wants to be best friends.
No, it really has frozen over. Queen Aqua just kind of relaxes a little bit more and gives you a smile as she puts her hand on her cheek a little bit. So, Captain, what next? What else do you need?
Hi. Hello. Hello. Hi. Me. It's me. Valentine, I think we met briefly while you were operating on my dear friend Chakna. My dear captain here has graciously taken me to your presence. If you could do me a favor.
And who are you speaking to this to?
Not Valentine. Oh.
Queen Aqua?
No.
Maestro?
Yes!
We haven't gotten to you just yet. You will be next, don't worry.
Oh, shucks.
You are fine. Back to Kaisai and the Queen.
Don't mind Fugler, he's just hallucinating.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Anyways, guess I will take a step closer and nod her head. There is more. I
And
believe I told you about the route. I'm certain you've gotten the reports now.
I have received a few. That's what some of my subjects were talking about. The sandstorms have quieted down over in that kingdom. At the very least, the whatever remains of any kingdom that is now hiding underground. I'm assuming that was your doing.
Was.
You know, the reason why I haven't taken care of it personally, it's because, one, as a queen, I can't exactly just go on adventures every day unless it's absolutely important.
I need to go to the garage for a second.
Oh,
Oh. Do you want me to stop and do you want to stop the story for a little bit?
That's up to you guys, but I gotta go right now.
Okay, go. I'll keep this short and sweet then, so we can take a small break. As the queen of the kingdom, I can't exactly just take adventures and myself to go solve every problem in our world, sadly, as much as I want to. It's just, whenever we tried to pierce the route, it was being sequestered and blocked by not only Ziktomi's old magics, but also by something new. And that something new we figured out was I guess you could say a poltergeist, a cursed spirit that was haunting the area. And I'm assuming, since the sandstorms and the burning flame has now diminished, you figured out a way in, and figured out a way to quell the spirit?
Quell
Yes.
is definitely a word.
I asked Ukler to convince the spirit to enter into an. Said spirit is one I would to turn over to you. Judgment.
And why is that?
Spirit, killer of my one who killed my crew. Learned her name was Azura.
You see, as soon as you say the name of Azura, her face, once that calm demeanor, has turned into a stalwart stare. I understand. And I'm assuming you have destroyed, or at the very least subdued, Azura?
Yes, Ukler convinced her to willingly enter the crystal. It is in his bag of holding.
Is it now?
Is
Queen Aqua looking at Vukler. Even if she
Well-
isn't, I feel like she can look at me with eyes on the back of her head or something. Like,
Well, quickly, you're being taken to a whole different part of the castle. You're not even there.
Alright, Fugler's gonna sneak.
Oh shit!
Somebody must be talking about me.
Yeah.
Huh.
I once fought Azura out of vengeance. It clouded my mind. All I wanted was to destroy her and anything that was a part of Zaktomi's, I guess you could say, command. Over the years, I realized that vengeance was slowly corrupting my oaths and my own self-morals. I may blame Azura for a lot, but I don't blame her for everything. That blame goes solely on Zaktomi because back when the Moonfall event was happening and the roots were taking place, we found a root, destroyed the crystal within, and before we left, Zaktomi appeared and offered us a choice. A deal, I guess. And one of my companions, well, we were friendly towards each other, but I wouldn't say we were friends in terms of closeness, I guess you could say. This traveling companion in this other adventure that we were with decided to betray their oath and us because we assumed that Ziktomi's influence was too strong even for his oath and his righteousness. Even the most stalwart and even the most headstrong in their faith and their oaths can still be persuaded to do other things that they normalize wouldn't. So, as much as I do blame Azura, and I blame Ziktomi far harsher, I am no judge, I am no jury, and I am no executioner. I am a ruler and I'm a beacon of light. I am the gem that sits within the crown for this city and my people. It seems like you have more of a personal vendetta against this Azura.
I do.
Captain, I may ask, if you had free reign and control over her in that crystal, what would you do? And be truthful. Do not let any of your honor or your morals get in the way. What would you actually do to her?
I would love to permanently any form to ensure there is no afterlife or form of spirits to no resurrection. But by trying to go down that path, I would lose myself.
And if I say you had an option to do so, would you do it?
I follow through on my wish. I would not be the I grew lost, not be the woman my husband, not be the person and a mother. Be me. much as part of me would love to enact that vengeance. Lose self.
She kind of looks at the guard that is around her, and you see her wave a hand, and you see all of them make a saluting motion. They take their fists and curl it up to their chest where their heart's at, and they make one resoundful pound. And you hear it reverberate throughout the echo of this chamber that you're in. As they all start to walk away, you hear the clad footsteps, and you see the queen stand up and start to walk towards you slowly. Now, I know personally you said you wouldn't do it, but say you had a weapon, and all you needed was to give the order. Would you give me that order to destroy Azura?
Again, I could not. I am not to give adequate. I'm not the right person to give justice. This is why I bring to you as a kind of respect for your authority, and to know perhaps you will have better clarity in the correct moment.
It's like I said, Captain. I am no judge, nor jury, nor executioner.
And I leave her care of your judicial.
She gives you a smile. She puts a heavy hand. You can feel the cold aquamarine crystalline touch and brush your shoulder. I'm glad I have you in the ranks. Most that are faced with the opportunity to get vengeance would normally pounce on it like a hyena as the first thing they can do and the first thing they can get.
And I know what it is like to chase vengeance. Revenge. We've learned the hard way what it can do to you. We do not wish anymore. Especially considering it's hypocritical what we once stood for.
Then I will enact a special council, set up a trial for Azura, and if the jury finds that she is deemed guilty on the charges, she will be tried appropriately for those charges. Thank you for bringing this to my attention. That just means I get to sleep a little bit easier tonight, knowing that not only is the firestorm has subsided over to the east, but the spirit has been quelled and being brought to its rightful place and soon to its judgment.
Sleep easy.
Go on.
I have more to share. But this one, it's difficult for words, and it's best if I show you.
What is it that you have to show?
And I will offer my hand out for her. And if she takes it, I will show her, from my perspective, with all my feelings, Ziktomai. From our start of the encounter to the end.
Okay.
I show it all, including what Kayasaya felt through the whole thing.
As she takes your hand, and you see a waft of emotion start to portray on her face. Some frowning, grimacing. A little bit of curiosity and wonder wash over her as well. Your mind meld goes by quickly. It doesn't take very long for her to see everything that you've seen, everything that you felt. She takes a step back a little bit, looking a little bit puzzled and confused. Shelby,
Mm-hmm.
do you want me or do you want to roll a wisdom saving throw for Aqua?
For Aqua?
Yes.
Oh, no. What have I done? I'll roll it. Almost to her character.
Okay.
After all, characters. Wisdom saving throw?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Not too bad. 21. I'll give her guidance from Kayasaya, yeah?
This is non-negotiable. This is a straight roll.
Oh, fuck. Okay. Yeah, 21.
But thank you for letting me know. She kind of gives a sigh. You see a clenched fist go from hardened to slightly softened a little bit as she recomposes herself. You know, that's probably one of the things that I could have gone my whole life without knowing that there's still a part of her that is still alive.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I appreciate the trust that you have in with me to show me. I have a lot to think about.
Aqua
Especially.
extermination mission time.
But beyond the fact, I appreciate you showing me that there's still a part of that person still around.
It was something.
Let's continue with our... It's fine. Let's continue with this meeting. I know for a fact that Maestro is going to be looking at your partner Fugler pretty soon. And I know that you are in need of traveling and some extra resources. Is that correct?
Yes. Once we're done here. And Bayhorn found something very interesting to hear. Stop off at before we leave them.
That's understood. When you leave the planet and you make your way back into the Astral Sea, do know that things will start to happen rapidly. Albeit the time frame is still the same. We suspect we have several months to about a year before any permanent or cataclysmic damage happens at the edge of the astral wall.
You hear that, guys? He put literal underlines in his dialogue right there. I could hear him voicing it. He literally just bolded his words. Months to a year. Write that down. I'm doing it now.
So that just means in real life we have probably like maybe 2 more years of D&D. Because D&D takes forever.
Then session 3 will start, right? not
You
session
mean
3.
campaign 3?
Campaign 3, yeah!
Yeah, I've already told Shelby, like, as soon as campaign 2 is done, I'm gonna take like a month or 2 break, and then we'll do campaign 3.
At least a month or 2 break. Maybe go to Hawaii or something. Like go on a
Ah.
vacation.
Oh no, our
That's
vacation is going to be.
that's my
Germany.
rel that's my award. Like, hey, congrats for DMing for like 3.5, 4 years. Let's go to Germany.
Let's go to Bavaria with my brother and drink.
Go to
But anyways,
Oktoberfest in Germany.
Exactly.
we are planning to doing that next year.
Hell
yeah.
dude.
My brother's planning to
but-
fly out and go over to Bavaria with us.
Oh, that's awesome.
But besides the fact, Queen Aqua, after she tells you about the time frame, things could get accelerated, or things can, I guess you could say, shorten or quiet with certain actions. You know your duty, and I know mine. I will continue to study and infiltrate the astral wall with your mother and some other companions that I can try to scrounge up if I can. However, it is your job, and as well as the job of some others that I've already assigned, to make allies and try to form some sort of coalition is too big of a word.
Union.
Maybe some sort of union, yes. A union between several factions in the Astral Sea.
Oh, chat, are we witnessing the USA birth?
I personally am still new to the Astral Sea.
God, I hope it's not the UN.
Your mother, Grenexia, has been quite a guide to the Astral Sea and some of its inhabitants. However, I myself do not know, or I feel like I'm unable to communicate the astute danger that we are going to be facing until it's too late, when the danger is now at their and my doorstep. So officially, as captain of our royal, I guess you could say, well, it's kind of hard to say what you are. You're not Navy. You have an airship, but it's more of a astral spelljammer. I'm kind of in a pickle. I feel like I'm going to have to write down your title later. You are the first of this unique predicament that I have here. So as your first order of business from me, the Queen, I don't have to say your queen, because I am not your queen. I am just the queen that you're hired. You know, you understand. My first order of business for you is to find allies. Find allies. Not necessarily spread the word, because if you spread the word, panic will start to set in across the Astral Sea. And if panic sets in, the architect and their minions might set plans into motion far quicker than we anticipate. So find allies.
I agree with
Find
that.
those who are willing to
I agree.
go on.
However, if you are to be help leading worlds, as I very recently have learned from you, you might need to explain to your world alone.
I have been racking my brain around that idea. Your mother, Grenexia, has been showing me the Astral Sea for the last 4.5 months at this point. It's been quite a wonder. We actually, funnily enough, I set foot on the Radiant Citadel. Had some very interesting cuisine, I guess you could say that. They were very bug-like in nature. I don't really eat food, but
Those
I
are
guess it.
probably from the Thraken. They're a bug-like species.
So you mean to tell me I ate people?
Yes, actually.
Hmm.
That's going to be
Well, I
very
definitely won't be sleeping tonight.
sorry. It's very common within the astral state of hubs for civilizations. Some people's normal everyday food is other
I
people's people.
I did meet some very rude penguins.
That's normal. They are naturally. You have to learn to adapt with them. You can think of them as they're very money first on. If you don't present money first, they get a little rude.
Also, I feel like most of the inhabitants of the Astral Sea are very rude. I went to a shopette at one point on the Radiant Citadel. This old, gringly man was very rude to not only me but to your mother.
Was he a halfling?
They had like some sort of magical shop, and they were selling stuff, and it was quite an odd experience. I know
it's
I'm
the bastard.
I know
It's
I'm a
him.
queen, and I know that, I can't exactly say, hello, I am the queen of so-and-so out there, because Grenexia has told me to keep it
Fucking
on the down
Edwin
low.
Thistlewick, the bastard.
There
That's-
are a couple rude shopkeepers on the Radiant Citadel. I think I know who you're talking about.
Do you?
I have a feeling wherever he
Halfling?
is, Fugler is probably
Not only Fugler, if Cedric was here, he would be sharing my same animosity. So Bayhorn and
probably
Fugler.
rolling around in his sleep, and Cedric probably felt a tingle. Bayhorn felt a tingle in his back of the head.
Who's Cedric?
Who is it?
You said something.
Odd. I don't know.
Shut up, Ari. That's
Are
the
you
one thing
here?
you've said the entire time, dude.
Insane.
Insane in the membrane.
Locked in.
Anyways,
Locked in.
locked in.
Locked.
But anyways, in any case, besides the fact, maybe one day I'll have the strength and the courage to tell my people, but today is not that.
Well,
They of course know about, at the very least, I assume some of my citizens know about the different planes of existence. So if I can kind of
you can easily
tie
use
that into like a way that, like, yes, there's planes of existences. However, there's the astral plane of existence, and maybe I can finagle my way into that.
the best way you can explain it is in a way how it works in reality. There are different planes of existence, and you can travel to them via portals and teleportation circles. But you can also fly to them in astral ships, Spelljammer. It takes time, and you have to go through the astral ley lines. But each plane of existence exists within the astral sea. It's more of like a chessboard. We're in one corner of the board, and Faerun is on a corner of the board, and other realms of existence are scattered throughout.
Well, I appreciate your words of wisdom.
And you are not alone in having to explain this. And you yourself are new to this.
I am. That is correct.
And all you honestly need to do is explain it to those higher within positions of knowledge, power, and ranking. Go from there.
Start a rumor. Great way to do it is start a rumor.
as well as let the knowledge slowly gained about the basics be taught in schools.
To set up a curriculum such as that is going to take
A
some
while.
time.
Understandable, but it might ease the burden having to explain to your subjects. They're not alone. Stars that they look up at, distant planes of existence travel to.
Hmm. I'll take your words of wisdom to heart. I'll figure something out. I appreciate it. But for now, I feel like we have some more pressing matters to begin with. Starting with your Dragonborn friend.
Joaquin.
Hello?
Oh,
Can you guys hear me?
yes.
Just making sure my audio is working. Radical.
Let's see what kind of biotic arm you're gonna get, buddy.
Let's see how far Maestro is gonna rip into my flesh before he decides to stop.
He won't do that.
You
I'm
sure?
messaging Cedric real quick because he's still not back, and he says he doesn't know how long he'll be gone for.
Oh,
So,
So, Adrian.
Also, that's been responding.
yeah.
Adrian.
Yes.
Was it really Edwin Thistlewick that was harassing Aqua?
Oh, for sure. 100%.
I fucking knew it.
Yeah.
I
Oh, yeah.
knew it.
Oh, yeah, 100% it was Edwin Thistlewick. By the way, Zachary, how are you doing over there? Are you bored?
Zach,
Sleepy?
No, I'm thoroughly enjoying it.
Zach, as a paladin, Edwin Thistlewick is on my personal not going to heaven list.
So as you can tell, my games are very story heavy. Like,
I love it.
extremely.
I love it.
Yeah.
oh yeah.
No.
Like, we just talked for like, what, 45 minutes, Shelby?
Oh,
Yeah,
you
we
two are
did.
missing out on like a third of the best part. Adrian has killer D&D playlists he puts on like the YouTube Watch Together thing.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
And so like there's background music in everything we do, and it really sets the mood in a whole different light.
Yeah, I have a similar thing that I do. We use Quest Portal instead of Roll20, and I have a music set up for the maps, and I have a soundboard system that I use with Discord. You know, I mean, obviously
Mhm.
you're familiar with the soundboard, but I
Yeah.
have a server dedicated to extra sounds, so I have other extra sounds. So since we play digitally, I added a roll sound so I could roll digitally to let them know I'm rolling behind the screen, basically.
That's sick.
He scares me. He scares me, Adrian.
So if they're talking a bunch and they've been in one place for a while, I'll hit the button and it'll get them like focused on the game again. It's basically to help bring back the focus.
Yeah.
I hear someone talking Spanish in the background.
Spanish.
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 Ari, that wouldn't happen to be you, would it?
Are you? Oh, she did mute herself for a second.
I did mute myself. I'm not like Cedric who's like, no, I didn't. Right?
All right. Well, at the
My dad
moment,
was yelling at my
Shelby,
brother.
go ahead and pause the recording for now because I'm still waiting on Cedric to reply back. I don't want to continue this story without him here yet.